record this. Okay, good evening, everybody. Tonight is lesson number 4. Okay, so lesson number 4 is our MetaTrader 5 Masterclass, guys. So tonight we are focusing on MetaTrader 4. MetaTrader 5, sorry. Where was our MetaTrader 4? MetaTrader 5, guys. So we are going to be mastering it tonight, and we're going to be running through everything that you need to know within the lesson. So we will be flipping between the lesson notes and the actual indicator or the actual platform, just to give you guys like an overview of how everything works. Now, what is MetaTrader 5, guys? Well, MetaTrader 5 is a platform that allows you to analyze and execute your trade. So this is the platform that connects you from your broker to the market, and it helps you to actually execute trades, place trades, manage trades, and so forth. Now, can you have both MetaTrader and TradingView? Yes, we are going to be breaking those two up and explaining to you what each one is and how you can use it. But you need to learn how professional trades and executes trades with confidence. Okay, so MetaTrader 5 at the moment is the best platform you can use. MetaTrader 4, guys, it is there, but it's very, very, very bad. If you've used MetaTrader 5 once, you will never in your life touch 4 ever again, because MetaTrader 5 is so user-friendly and so easy to use. Okay, guys, so MetaTrader 5 is the best platform for you at the moment. So whether you are doing a prop firm or whatever, they will offer you a MetaTrader 5 platform. If you are joining a prop firm and they don't offer you a MetaTrader 5 platform, then I would be highly suspicious, okay? Because MetaTrader 5, you need to pay a certain amount of fees to it. That means if they're using any other type of platform, I'll be a little bit hesitant. So if a prop firm doesn't offer me MetaTrader 5, I will not be trading with him, okay? Now, what is MetaTrader 5, guys? MetaTrader 5 is a professional trading platform that is being used by millions of traders around the world. Okay, it allows you to connect your broker. It also allows you to analyze the live markets. It allows you to place trades. It allows you to manage positions. It helps you to monitor your trading account. And it also helps you to review your trading history. Okay, so this is where everything happens, is on MetaTrader 5. So what is the difference between TradingView and MetaTrader 5? Well, TradingView you can use to do market analysis. Okay, so you can analyze the market there. MetaTrader 5 is where trade execution happens. Now, you can execute on MetaTrader in TradingView, but only with certain types of brokers. MetaTrader 5 is global. You can have multiple brokers with multiple accounts connected to your MetaTrader 5. Where with TradingView, you can only have one specific dedicated broker attached to it. But with MetaTrader 5, on one single account, you can have over 500 different accounts attached to it. Now, TradingView has a lot more drawing tools for you than what MetaTrader 5 has. MetaTrader 5 is more about order management. Okay, it helps you to, it's got similar tools. I'll show you the tools tonight that you can use on MetaTrader 5, but it's not as advanced as TradingView. So in TradingView, you're looking more towards doing charting, where in MetaTrader 5, you are more looking towards doing your live trading there. TradingView is more about planning and looking at your strategies and different indicators, where MetaTrader 5 is more executing, right? And TradingView is about creating ideas, and MetaTrader 5 is about taking those positions, okay? Having a position in the market. So professional traders often use both platforms together, okay? Now, how do we download MetaTrader 5? Now, it's very simple. You can either download it from your broker website. You can either download it from the MetaTrader 5 page. You can also download it from most mobile apps. If you go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, you can go there and say MetaTrader 5, and it's going to download the app for you. You can also get the desktop download button from most platforms where you can download it. So you also have MetaTrader 5 for mobile and as well as for desktop. So you can have it on your phone, you can have it on a tablet, you can also have it on your computer. So how do we install MetaTrader 5? So step by step, guys. Number one, you go to the download installer. So you open up the website or you go to your broker and you download it. Then you run the installation. From there, it's going to accept the license saying, okay, this is the right one. Then it's going to finish the installation and you're going to open up MetaTrader 5. Okay. So here we will be installing a picture for you guys in the updated one. So now, what you can do is you can have both demo and live accounts on it. So now we are going to be moving from this platform, the slideshow onto the actual platform. So now I'm going to be stop sharing this and I'm going to be sharing MetaTrader 5 with you guys. So let me just see where that is. I'm going to be sharing the entire screen with you guys so I can take you guys onto MetaTrader 5. Okay, let's just restart it because obviously it's giving us an issue here. Right, so I'm going to open up MetaTrader 5 for you guys and show you what it looks like. So the first time you open up MetaTrader 5, it's not going to look like this. It's going to look a little bit different. So I'm just going to wait for it to reopen quickly. And then I will show you guys what it looks like. Yellow. Okay, I think mine just updated quickly. Let's just wait for it to reopen. There it goes. So the first time you open up MetaTrader 5, it's going to open up like this. This is the desktop app. It's not the mobile one. It's not going to look like mine at all. Okay, it's going to have none of this information. So it's going to ask you the following. It's going to look like this. It's going to say open an account. Okay, so it's going to have here for you to set up a demo account. So it's going to say here, log into a trading account. So this is what it's going to look like, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to have to log into a specific account and have all of the information there. Okay, so you can see that I have, here's all my prop firms and all the funny things that I'm busy with and that. So you can see I have many brokers and stuff attached. So now, step number one is, let's start with the top bar here, and then we're going to move down the side, and then we're going to explain all of the other buttons. So at the top, you have file. Okay, file is where you get all the basic information. So here's where you can add a new chart. So if I click on new chart and I click there, you'll see it's going to bring up a brand new chart for me here. It's going to be difficult for me to keep flipping now between the platform and this now. So I'm not going to let any more people in, because this is going to create a problem on the recording now. Okay, so let's quickly go back to MetaTrader 5. Okay, so this is how you're going to be adding different charts. Okay, so you can have different charts on here. There's different navigation bars and stuff, but here is a simple chart. So this one, it's now brought up Euro USD, right? If I don't want to use this chart anymore, I can delete it. I can take it away. I just want to put it to the top here. You can see here right at the bottom here, you have the different charts. So you can click on the different charts. Here is my gold chart. You can see that the layout of this chart is different from Euro USD. I will be explaining to you how you can set up different charts with different layouts. Let me just quit this. You can have different layouts on your charts as well. Okay, if you want to close the chart, you can simply right click it on just say close or minimize or create tiles. So if you create tiles, you can have multiple, you can have two charts next to each other if you want, and you can close them out as follows. Then you can make it big again for you. Okay, now under file, that is if you want to open up new charts. Now, very important, you'll see here, there's Forex, there's stocks, and there's metals. Okay, so metals is normally where gold falls, stocks is the US ones, and Forex is like your normal piece. Next, you have open deleted. So any charts that you deleted, here is profiles. You can create different profiles for yourself, and then you can actually close the app here. Next, we have, which is new, you now have a built-in AI assistant to help you, which is a new feature. And then obviously you've also got some more information here. But now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click here and say, open an account. Okay, so step number one is you're going to type your broker.
Mani, sorry to disturb you. Your screen is not showing. It's still stuck.
Oh, is it stuck? Thank you. I think it's because I'm flipping between letting people in and
yeah, it's after you did that.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop. The people that are now out there must not rewatch the recording. Okay, let's see if it shares now. Okay, are you guys seeing my screen? Yes, you guys are seeing my screen. Okay, so I'm going to keep it like this, guys. The guys that are late, unfortunately, now they must not wait. All right, so step number one is, let's restart that again. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to File and you're going to click on Open an Account. So this is where everything happens. So you can't do anything with MetaTrader until you have set up your account. So step number one is you're going to be looking for your broker. Okay, so if you are using Headway, you'll type in Headway, and you're going to say find your company. Okay, then it's going to find a Headway for you, and it's going to locate it there. There you can see it's 5%. There's all of my prop firms, Swift Markets, Top One, and then this one is if you want to set up just a demo account without having any brokers. You just want to set up like an account and use it. Okay, then here's equities. You can see FPS, all of them are here. So you're simply going to type in your broker here. Next thing is you're going to click on here and you're going to click next. So now it's going to say to you, do you want to open a demo account or do you want to open a real account? Now, you don't open a demo or a real account here. You open up those accounts within your broker. Okay, so your broker will open the account on your behalf and give you the login details. So now you can click on Connect. Connect with existing trading account. Now, where do you get these details? You get these details from your broker or your prop firm. They're going to give you a login detail. They're going to give you a password, and then you need to choose, is this a demo or a real account? Okay, you will then choose which one it is. Now, Headway is pretty straightforward. You've only got two. You're going to choose a demo or real, but some others are not that straightforward. So I just want to check which ones is like that. Let me just quickly see here. I just want to click on this one next. Okay, I think some of them are, okay, this one is also just two. I just want to see which ones are the ones. I think it's maybe FPS. So if you're going to FPS and you want to connect an existing account, okay, no, they've changed it now. Before there was a lot of service. I think MetaTrader 5 actually changed it. So now if you're on MetaTrader 4, that's a lot more difficult because there's like multiple like levels that you can do to it. So they'll be like, oh, is it a real server 4, real server 3, real server 2? But now on MetaTrader 5, it's straightforward. It's just a demo and a real account. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. And once you click your stuff in there and you click finished, it's going to bring up the following. It's going to show you your account. It's going to show you all of your balances. And then it's going to give you a very important one. It's going to say here by signals, right? It's going to show you that you are connected to the market. Okay, so if you look at your news and your mailbox, you will see that it shows here that you are connected. Do you see? It says here, risk. So it's going to show you all of the stuff here. So you can see you've now registered a new account. Welcome trade, you understand? So it's going to show you in your mailbox that the account is now connected. Okay, if it doesn't show that, then you're not connected, guys. Okay, so you need to make sure. Then maybe you did something wrong on your password. Maybe you did something wrong on your login details. You just need to make sure that they are correct. Okay, so this is my platform. I like to move this one around, so but I'll explain to you guys now how this works. Okay, now you'll see on my, so this is at the top here, right? So now you've opened up your account. You're not going to be doing any depositing or withdrawing. None of these things is something you need to pay attention to. You can absolutely leave this alone. Next, we have view. Now you can choose different languages. So if you prefer not to use English, you've got a native language, you can choose it. And yes, guys, I think the only one that is not here is not Afrikaans. So we haven't broken through yet that Afrikaans is here, but most of the main languages are here. Okay, color themes, you can decide, do you want a system one? You can choose, do you want, let me just close the signals here. You can decide which ones, which color theme you want to go for. I'll also be showing you how you can change this, but you can maybe have a light color theme, or you can maybe have a dark color theme. If you want to go dark, it will change everything to dark for you. It all depends on your eyes and what you prefer to look at. Okay, so I just like to go with system. I'll show you now how to change this internal stuff. Next, we have our toolbars. So you have a standard, so make sure all of these are ticked on. Then you have a status bar, you have charts bar, and then you have symbols. Now, symbols is a pretty important one, guys. Under symbols, you are going to activate and deactivate whichever symbols you want to be trading. So in Forex, you can see their standard. I can literally click all of these off, right? So I can switch them off. So I don't see them in my panel because you might not be trading them. So there's no reason for you to actually have them on here. So you can actually switch them. So by clicking, double clicking on them, you switch them on. If they're in a gold color, it means that they are on. If I double click on them again, it means they're off. means they're not going to show in it. But now there's a very important thing to note is when you click on Euro USD, you will see that something appears here at the bottom. Now, this is something that very little people actually know about, and I want you guys to understand how this works. So you will see here that this is all the important information you need around understanding your contract size and how your lot size works. So first of all, you can see here that your sector is currencies, okay? Your digits is 5. You'll see that gold is not 5, okay? Your contract size is 100,000 euros. Okay, so that's the contract size. If you put in 1 lot size, you are buying 100,000 euros when you're putting in a lot size of 1.0. Here is the spread. So they're going to say to you, this is not, it's got a floating spread, which means it expands and it closes. Your margin currency is in the euros. Your profit currency is in the USD, because sometimes your account gets blown. You're like, but why is my account blown? Because you were trading, the margin was set in euros, not in the US dollar. Right. Your hedge margin is 100,000. And then you can see here, which is very important, your minimal order is 0.01, which means you have to buy a minimum of 1,000, sorry. Okay, so if you put in 0.01, you are buying 1,000 of the currency. Okay, so then you can see swap rates. When are you going to be paying swaps? And what are the quotes? What are the time frames that you can trade it? And that. So now let's have a look at gold, because gold looks very different. So this is Forex. Now you have metals. Okay, so metals, you can see standard. I don't have silver in that, but now let's look at gold. Gold is very different. Okay, so now it's going to say to you the sector is not currencies, it's indeed commodities. Okay, so you're trading commodities. Do you see the digits is not 5, it is indeed 2. Okay, so that's completely different. Do you see the contract size is 100? So there where a lot size calculator says to you the contract size, you are not going to put 100,000, you are indeed going to put 100. Okay, spread is floating. There's no fixed spread. Okay, and when you put in a 0.01, you will be buying a minimum of 1,000 of this instrument. That's why if you only have $100 in your account, you are screwed, because it cannot manage. This is the minimum your money has to put up. That's why I have all of you guys in a cent account. Now, swap long is 41 points. So this is how much you're going to be paying for a long position. This is how much you're going to be paying for a short position. Okay, swap rates. These are the swap rates you're going to be paying from Monday, keeping it overnight. Okay, so you can see that gold is completely different. So go through this and set up all of it. So if you're going to be trading crypto, go there, check standard. This is the standards. This is the coins that they're going to offer you, right? If you're going to be trading indexes, here you can see you've got all the different indexes. You've got all the major pairs here. So if you're going to be trading something like the S&P 500, here you're going to look, there's the DAX. And then you'll see in here, you've got, where is, maybe I've already activated mine. Where is, here, no, that's the UK, that's the FTSE 100, that's UK's. I just want to see where is the S&P, what's the US 30. Okay, so there's, okay, these are exotic pairs, right? This is that boom crash. I don't know how these things work, so don't even ask me around that. I don't even trade that stuff, guys. I just want to quickly see where is our, oh, okay, maybe I should scroll down. Maybe if I scroll down, I will see them. Okay, so here you can see there's the Australian one, there's the Euro one, so there's all the different ones in here. So here it is. There's the NASDAQ US Tech 100, and there's the Dow Jones DJ30 there. Okay, so then if you want to trade this one, you got to double click. But now look again. Country, digits, 2. Okay, and then go look at the contract size. So the next time when you want to put in a contract size, so if it says to you on your lot size calculator, what is the contract size? If you're trading NASDAQ, you cannot put 100,000. You have to put 10 when you work out your lot size, guys. Okay, so pay attention to that. And then also, very important, look at the swap rates, guys. There's huge swap rates on holding these things. So pay attention to these things before you just trade them, okay? But this is how you set up all of your symbols. Okay, cool. Now, next thing, depth of market. So now here you can decide which ones. This is not something you'll be using all the time. Market watch. This is something. This is exactly what happened to one of our members. They had this thing on, and then they accidentally clicked on one of these, and they were able to take a trade. So make to switch off this thing. Do not have it on your charts, please. Okay, so switch it off. You'll see mine is off. Then you have your data window, your navigator, your toolbox. Strategy tester. This is only for us that are doing back testing, guys. So when we are doing back testing or testing a robot or an algorithm, we will go into the strategy tester. So this is not something we'll be teaching on tonight, but in the future, we will show you how to use the strategy tester. Okay. Next, we have insert. So here you can actually insert indicators, objects, experts, and scripts. Okay, so let's go to indicators. Now, on the indicators, they're always going to give you these basic ones at the top. Now, first of all, the indicators they're going to offer you is they're going to offer you these basic trend following. So you can see Bollinger Bands, Ichimoku, moving averages, and so forth. So if you want to put the moving averages that I use onto your chart, you can put them on by placing them here. So if you click on it, it's going to bring up, you can put it 20, you can make it exponential, apply to, like we always say, it's the open of the candle, and then you can change the color here to black if you want. You can thicken it and press OK, then boom, there's the first one. Now you can insert another indicator here. You can go to trend, and then you can go to another, where is it, moving average. So now 20, again, exponential. And now you're going to set it to the close of the candle. And then this one you can make, I don't know, blue, and click OK. And then it's going to, oh, wait, I'm completely wrong here. Okay, so if you change it wrong, it's not the open or the close of the candle. It's actually the high and the low. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, so it's not the close of the candle. It is indeed the high. And the other one is the low. So you just double click on it and you can change it to high and low. High and low there. Okay, so there you go. There now your moving averages looks exactly the same as the ones I use in the morning for the 20 EMA. Okay, so now let's have a look at the other indicators. You can see there's oscillators. So the one I just showed you guys today is an oscillator. Okay, please, it is not the one you see here. Okay, it's not the stochastic oscillator by itself. We're using the stochastic oscillator index. Okay, right. You can see it's not the exact same one as here. Okay, next we have our volume, which is accumulation distribution, money flow, on balance bars, and then we obviously have the volume indicator, which we all know. Then there's Bill Williams. This is all Bill Williams stuff that he created, fractals and so forth. And then we have all custom. So there's some custom things that you can also, like the MACD, and there's a lot of extra ones, and you can scroll through them here. There's a shucks amount of them here, guys, that you can go and have a look at. But this is where you add your indicators. Now, objects, what are objects? So if you want to draw a vertical line or horizontal, so let's say you want to put in some support and resistance lines, you can put them in here. Here you can put lines, you can put channels, you can put Gone, which is a type of strategy that Gone created, Fibonacci, you guys. So now I'm going to show you Fibonacci now. Elliott wave, which is harmonic patterns. You can put shapes like rectangle, triangles, and eclipse. You can put some arrows and stuff on it, and then you can also do some graphical stuff. But now let's quickly work on the Fibonacci. So the first time you put your Fibonacci on, not like I just did. Hello. Let me just use this one, because then I'm able to, oh, well, this doesn't want me to connect. Grab this thing. Let's go a little bit closer. Switch off, switch off. Okay, mine's not refusing to go that way. Okay, so let's try again. That's, you know, you guys understand why I use it on TradingView and instead using it in my MetaTrader, because it's sometimes really, really difficult to do on here. But I just want to show you guys. Okay, so if you see, if we put it on there, right, this is what it looks like. I just need to change the color on this thing because this thing is horrific. Hello. So do you guys see how difficult it is to use? I can barely even grab it here. Look at this. I can barely even grab the indicator, guys. So that's why if you are trading it, it's preferably traded with within the other one. Let's just see if I can actually, if we can get this thing in my okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just rather going to change The color, no, this thing, I can't grab this thing at all. Look there, I can't even grab the freaking thing, guys. And that's why I don't like MetaTrader, because of this functionality. Okay, so that's why I always say to you guys, rather stick to geez, if I can get this thing connected. Look at this, I can't even grab the bloody thing. Okay, can I now actually okay, there we go. Okay, so what you can do is you can right click on it until you get it. Now you can actually go in here and you can look at your levels, right? So you can see here. Do you guys see your levels look very different here? Okay, so you can add levels and expand your Fibonacci. So if you want to use it here, just freaking make it a different color, because I can't see jack diddly squat on you. So what you can do is you can see here's all the levels. So what you can do is you can add in a specific level, like the one that we use. You can put it in there as whatever the levels are that we put in. You can change it and you can create your own one there. Okay, so you can add it all in and then you can create it if you want it. For me personally, that's why I use TradingView, because sometimes MetaTrader is pretty difficult to actually trade. Okay, so that would be my best advice to you is you can use it there, set it up if you want, but it's not as easy to use on MetaTrader as it is to use in TradingView. But you do have your Fibonacci right here. Okay, then what else do we have? Okay, scripts, that's for people that are using algorithms. And then you can, experts is obviously EA. So if you're using any robots, you can see I have some robots that I tested and used before, which are cuck, but anyhow. So depth of market, make sure you switch that off, right? Indicator list, you don't need on. Now, here is where you decide which type of candlesticks do you want. Do you want bar charts? Do you want candlesticks, or do you want line charts? Okay, I prefer stick to candlesticks, right? Then we also have time frames. So here you can choose the different time frames. 1 minute. There is a shortcut to it. I just want to show you guys within the chart. So these are the things you can change. So you can go to the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, 1 hour, daily, weekly in here. Then you can also save. So once you've put everything on your chart like this, you can go and say save templates. So now you can save it on your computer as a template, and then every single time you come to gold and it resets your stuff, your screen, you can then upload this template. So you can then go there and you can say templates, load a template, and then whatever save template you used, you can use to actually load on it, and it's going to make your screen look like this. Right. Next thing we're going to look at is your grid. Okay, so you can put on a grid here. You can have the grid. This is this dotted line that you are seeing here on mine. Then you can also have auto scroll and chart shift. Okay, so auto scroll means that it's going to allow you to move your chart back and forth. Okay, so it allows you to keep your chart right at the end, or if you switch off both of them, you can see that your chart now is going to move a lot freely. So you can actually move your chart up and down slightly. Okay, so you can actually move your chart, but if you want to lock your chart into place, then you switch these on. Okay, so in your chart, you then say auto scroll, you did not auto scroll, you put chart shift on, and that's going to push your chart all the way always to the back. So you're always going to see current price. You won't be able to scroll back. Look, when I scroll back, it's going to kick me to the front again. Okay. Next thing we have is you can either switch on your volume here, so you can switch on volume, switch it on and off here. You can show your trade levels here. You can zoom in and out, and then there is properties to this. So if you click on properties, you can see here that this is giving you a layout of your charts. So you can choose different colors. You can choose whatever your background wants to be, whatever your bars need to be. So you can change to whatever color you prefer to change on here. Okay, so this is where you set this chart. What color do you want it? What color do you want your candlesticks? So if you see people having their candlesticks really cool, different colors, this is where they change all of that. Okay. Again, you guys know I just use TradingView to do my execution. Now, where do we place a new order? You're going to go under tools and you're going to click on new order, and this is where you actually execute your trade. Okay, so under this, you're going to see here, this is where we execute. So we have a market execution, a limit order, a stop order, and a stop limit order. Now, most of the time, where you guys know me, please make sure the one-click trading, you can switch on and off, okay? Switch off your one-click trading, okay? This is exactly what happened to one of our members. She had a one-click trading on. So when she pressed that button, immediately the trade engaged. Switch it off. You don't need it on, okay? So switch that off. You don't need it, okay? So market execution, we all understand. The moment that we look at market execution, whatever the trade is, wherever the market is at the moment, that's where we're going to be entering. So if you click on here, you can see you can choose all of the other ones you can choose here are only the ones that you have highlighted. You see, look now under stocks. I only have that. Look under Forex. I have nothing under Forex, guys, because I've deactivated everything. So that's why you need to set up all of the stuff you want to use. Now I have metals. You can see the standard, right? Drop down and you can see gold. If I double click on it, it's going to change my chart to gold. Here, volume, this is where your lot size goes in here. Stop loss is where your stop loss goes and your take profit goes there. Right. That's if you're going to be market executing. There's no price attached. Now, if we go to a limit order, we're going to put our volume in here. We're going to then decide on a price that we want to have. You're going to put your stop loss and your take profit, and then you're going to buy or sell, depending on which button. You can also set an expiry date. So if you want to keep the trade and say, listen, if the trade hasn't engaged by 6 o'clock tonight, don't delete the order. You can delete the order there. Okay. Stop limit order. Stop order is the same and the opposite as a limit order. The only difference is you're going to be filling it in a different. I'll explain to you now the difference between a limit order and a stop order. Okay, so stop orders goes a buy stop goes above the current price. So if the price is, if you want to enter a trade and you want to enter it at this level here, where the price is right here now, and you want to enter here, you will then put a stop order in. Now, if you want to enter the price below where it currently is, so let's say you want to say, I want to buy from here, that's going to be a limit order. Okay, so stop orders goes above the price. The price, when it gets there, it must stop and take you with it. A limit order is if the price comes back to this limit, it must pick me up and continue with me. The opposite is for a short order. So if I want to take a sell from here, if I want to enter a price here and sell further, it will be a stop order. And if the price is here and I want to enter above that, I want the price to retrace, it will be a limit. So you need to think of it like this. If price wants to, a limit order is used when the price has already moved past, it's already gone beyond the price that I want. When the price comes back, it must take me in on my limit order. If it's a stop order, then it means that when price gets there, it must stop and take me with it. That's why whenever we do news trading, we have two stop orders. We have a buy stop and a sell stop. Okay, so whichever price the price explodes, it must take us with in that direction. That's why for straddle trading, you use a stop order. Okay, so that's where we execute our new orders. All of these things ignore for now. We are going to be explaining all of these things in the future for you guys, like the strategy testers and all those things. You will be learning about that. Window, this is how you arrange your window. So you can put multiple tiles, you can put different things, in here, you can change it. And then here is your help button to help you with anything that you don't understand. Now, is your layout going to look exactly like mine? I'm on an Apple. You might be on a Windows, so it's going to be slightly different, but not many different things, okay? You can also go to the official, so video guides, you can click on here and you can go and learn some more stuff here on their official YouTube channel. Right, now let's go through this bar here at the top. Number one, this is going to be where you're going to choose your different chart options. So instead of having to go to File, View, Insert, this is a quick guide bar. So you're going to click here and choose which chart do you want. The next one you're going to choose is this is where you'll be able to quickly save your chart. So if you're going through different pairs and stuff, you can quickly load and change your charts here. Next, this is a quick button for you to quickly activate and deactivate any of your instruments. This is your AI assistant. This is fairly new that can help you with the market watches and stuff. Here is MetaQuote. So MetaQuote is the language. So whenever you are programming and stuff, this is the language. You're going to see it's now going to open up the meta editor, which I shouldn't have done. But yes, it's going to open up meta editor. This is where we write in the code and we put in automation processes. Okay, so you're not going to be watching this. This is the shop. So if you want to go and buy any robots or automated algorithmic stuff, you go here. So all of these, ignore them for now. Okay, algo trading, this is where you switch on a robot and switch it off. So once you click on this, you can actually switch on your robot or switch it off. Okay, next one is a new order. So this is where you're going to be placing a new order, guys. Let me just see what's going on with my MetaTrader. Why is it now, looks like it's now stuck. Okay, so this is where you're going to be placing a new order. So if you want to put in a new order, you're going to click on this. This is where you change your candlesticks, guys. So if you want to change anything on your candlesticks, you want to make it a bar or a line, you can change it here. This is where you zoom in and out of your chart. So if you want to zoom in, you click here. If you want to zoom out, you zoom out there. This is where you want to change. If you've got multiple charts, instead of it all being at the bottom, you can now click on this button and it's going to bring all 4 of your charts onto one screen. This is where you're going to lock your screens in. So if you want to, okay, so here we go. Thank you. Now you've woken up. Amen. Amen. Okay, so this is where you lock and unlock your chart. So if you want to keep your chart all the way to the front, you're going to switch this one on and off. If you want to, give yourself ability to scroll on your chart, you're going to be using that one. This is where you can take a picture. So if you want to take a picture of some of your stuff, you can do it there. Now you have different options for cursors. You've either got this one, which I prefer to like the most, because you can see at the bottom, it gives me a time frame, and on the side, it gives me a price. So this is my preferred measurement of moving on the chart, because whenever I put it somewhere, I can see what the price is and what the time is. Okay. Next one is, here is where you can have audible drawing of lines. So here you can put a vertical line in. Here you can put in a horizontal line. So this is a quick guide for you. Here you can draw multiple, like if you want to take it from there to there, you can draw a line. So this is going to allow you to draw different things. If you want to put some text on there, you can put the text in there if you want. And if you want to put any drawings and stuff on here, you can do it there. The next one is where you're going to be changing your different time frames. So this is the 1 minute chart. So if I want to move it to the 1 minute, the 5 minutes, the 15 minutes, this is where I'm going to be changing it on here. Right, so that is your top bar. Here is going to be a user profile on MQL5. So this you can see where you've logged in here. Okay, this is going to show you your server speed. So this is indicating to you how fast how fast your no, not how fast. This is indicating how many of your stuff you've actually gone through and you've actually read up and stuff. So it's just like a hotbar to tell you what you've completed and what you haven't. Now we're going to go to the navigator, guys. The navigator shows you an important thing. So it's going to show you your MetaTrader 5. Then it's going to show you your accounts, your indicators. So it's going to show you everything that is on your chart right now. So if I open up accounts, you can see these are all my accounts. So let's say I want to switch between headway. I want to switch between some of my multiple headway accounts. I can simply go from this one to that one, and I double click on it. It's going to give me the login details by simply clicking OK. It's going to log out of my one, and it's going to log into the other one. Okay, so if your accounts are set up correctly, then you are going to be able to flip between these at any stage. Okay, you can also flip between your top one trader. You can between your different prop firms as well. So this is how I always flip between them if I take my trades. Okay. So you can simply just open up one and double click on it, go there. Next thing you can see, these are all the indicators that is here. So there's all your trend indicators. So if you want to not go through the top bar, but you want to bring it from here, you can bring it there. All of this stuff below here, ignore for now. Please don't go and fiddle around with this. This is all expert advisors and scripts if you create any automation. Please, guys. Now, at the bottom, you'll see here your bottom toolbox. Now, mine is detached. I like to move mine around. That's my personal preference. Yours is going to be locked in the first time. So now here's your toolbox. You're going to see here, it's going to say trade. Okay, this is the screen where all trades are seen, guys. Okay, so this is where all trades are seen. So if you've placed a trade, so if I press plus there, right? Okay, now it's going to go to headway. I don't want to go to headway because it's going to make me execute in headway. Oh, busted. Now I went and clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, you guys can still see it. Good. Okay. So here, let's not click on that again. So here you can see your balance. So this is the balance in your account. This is the equity and the free margin. Now let's quickly explain what is the difference between the three, because they're not all the same. Balance is the amount of money that is in your account at the moment. Okay. So that means that this is the amount of money you have available to place towards trade. Now, what is equity? Equity is the amount of free money that you have available. So if you have multiple trades running, you will see that your equity will differ. So how much equity do I have left to place a trade? That's why balance and equity is at the same level now, because there's no running trades. But if I have 3 trades open, it's going to have the balance at this level, but the equity is going to have a drawdown on it, because each position is going to have a certain amount of balance that has to be allocated. And free margin is how much money do I have left for these trades to run up and down. Okay, so this allows us to take up a certain amount of drawdown without the trade growing. That is what free margin is. And then you also have free margin percentage, which will come in once I have a trade. It will work out the percentage and tell me how much percent of my money do I still have available to keep or stay in a specific trade. Okay, so now that's the difference between these three here. Okay, they are pretty important. Okay, so next thing you're going to have your exposure. Okay, your exposure, let me pull this open so I can make this big for you guys so you guys can see. Exposure is going to show you what is it that you trade most of the time. You know, it's going to give you what are the things that you're doing, what is your risk management, and so forth. It's going to come in here. You can see I only trade gold, and I've only taken mostly long positions here. Okay, history is we're going to see all of the trades that you've executed. So you can see here, this is when the account open up. These are all of the positions that have been taken, and that's the current running profit. If there's a minus in front of it, it means that you are losing money and you've lost money. If there's no indication in the front, it means positive. Okay, here is the next one, which is news. So sometimes they like to send you all kinds of different information. Your broker, this is where they're going to be sending you all kinds of information. Mailbox is any important information, like that they upgrade the platform, that they change things. Is there anything that has changed? They will send it to you here. This comes from your broker, guys. Okay. Here you can have your calendar. So some of so you can have your economical calendar in here as well. So you can see here that you can see all of the current economic things that are coming in, right? And then you can also see the priority. If it's got like a red to it, it means it's a fairly important one here. You can see this one coming in here, and then it can also give you the information. So you don't have to always scroll to other stuff. You can also get it here. This is just going to give you some overview of your broker. I'm using Redway, so if you want to go to the website or whatever, you can go there. Here is any alerts. So if you've had any problems, another one of the alerts you will get is if you go into a margin call. So if you get a margin call, your alert's going to go there and say, hey, your account is getting a margin call. You please need to either deposit some more money. Here's some more articles if you want to read about it. And the stuff next to it here, guys, is all about expert advisors. So no touchy. This is your journal to say, what have you been doing on it, okay? So this is how they measure everything that you're doing in your terminal. So every time you place a position, it's going to take a record of it. So if there is a discrepancy or anything goes wrong, you can then query it based upon a log here with your broker, okay? As you can see, I have a lot of stuff done here, but this is pretty much where most of the stuff is gonna happen. Okay, so this is also where you manage trades. So if I do put in a trade, let's put in a trade. Why not put in a trade? New order. So let's say I'm gonna put in a limit order. So I'm gonna put 0.02. I'm gonna put the limit order in on 4113. You'll see it now. It changes to a sell. Okay, so why did it change to a sell? Because it's a limit order, right? So it's going to place it at the bottom. But now I say, no, I want a stop order. You'll see it now changes to a buy. So what happens is now it has placed the order for me right there. You can see it's a dotted line, and it says that I, on XAUSD, I have a buy stop order right there. If I want to move this order, I can simply click on it and I can drag it. If I drag it to this area, it's going to ask me, do I want to place it? I'm going to say modified, and now that will be the new price where I want to have it. Okay, guys, if I don't want to keep it on my chart anymore, I can simply click the X and it shall disappear. Delete. There it's off my chart, and I have now deleted. If I want to put a short order in, I can go here. Obviously, price is above it, so I'm going to put a stop order in. I'm going to say put the price for me at 4075. Now it's going to say sell. If I go to a limit order, it's going to say to me a buy. Okay, so stop order, I'm going to say sell. Now it would have placed the order for me down here, and I can simply just move the order around if I want. This is the difference between MetaTrader 4 and 5. MetaTrader 5 allows you to actually move the trade itself on the screen, where MetaTrader 4 does not allow you to actually do this. Right. So you can see here, if I don't want the order anymore, I can simply click on it and remove it there. If I have an existing trade in here, so let's say, for instance, let's close this one. Let's say I do a market execution. So let's do a market execution, which I never do. You guys know that, 0.01, except once I did one. Okay, so now let's say I'm going to be buying the market there. Now, observe what's happening on my account. I just bought at this specific level here. Now you can see that my account is running up and down. So there's a price running there at the moment. it's either going up or down. Now have a look at what's happening here. You can see I have my balance, I have my equity, I now have margin, I have free margin, and then I have margin level. So the balance is what's in my account. Equity, you'll see, is changing because the price is running up and down. Okay, margin is 4.09. That's how much of my own money is in the actual trade. This is how much of my money is free for me to accept a drawdown on this account. And then it gives me a margin level percentage. So I have a 25,000% margin in this account to cover this trade. Okay. So the more trade you take, the more this will adjust, and each position will adjust accordingly. Okay. So you guys can see there, that's so you can see how the price is going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. So once I'm now finished, so let's say this trade, I don't want to hit TP or stop. Okay. So how do I put in a stop loss and a TP? Double click on it here. Now, do not click here, guys. Do not click here. If you click on here, you're going to be opening up a new order. Okay, so sometimes when you click on it, it's going to give you a new order. Click above the stop loss and the TP. Now you can look there and say, okay, how many points? So it's going to measure it in points. Remember, there's 10 points in 1 pip. So if I say I want to put it at 100 points, it means 10 pip. If I say 1,000, it means 100 pips. And if I want to set my stop loss to there, you can modify the order. Now I have a stop loss there and I have a take profit there. Okay, guys. And then if I hover over this one here, you can see it says my profit will be minus $10. If I hover about the top one, it's going to say my profit is going to be 1,000 points, which is 100 pips, and I'm going to be making $10. Okay. So that is how it works. If I want to move my TP, I simply drag it to where I want. That's maybe my new area, modify it, and now it's going to take the new area there. If I click on it now, you can see that I now have $16 will be it will be 1,694 points, which is 169.4 pips, because there's 10 points in 1 pip. Okay. So that's how you pretty much design it. So you can see here, there's a blue arrow, which tells you I took a long position. If it's a red arrow, it means it's a short position. So if I have a blue arrow here and a red arrow there, it means I took a loser. If I have a blue arrow here and a red arrow on top of it, it means I had a winner. That's how it shows the difference. If I want to get out of this trade, so I'm like, this is a very cuck trade, I simply click on that there. It's going to say to me, do you want to close this order? I'm going to say yes. Now, where do we change? So if we have a multiple order, so I'm going to close this one out for you guys, so I can show you guys this. Let me show you the next one. Let's take another trade, but I need to increase the lot size. New order. So now I'm going to be using a 0.02 lot. No, not a 1.0, a 0.02 lot size. Okay. Now I'm going to be buying the market again. Okay, cool. Now you'll see I have a 0.02 lot size. So this is what we call this is what we call a partial close. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to double click on your order, right? Double click on your order. And then it's going to ask you if you want to modify your position. Do you see it says there, modify position? Right. So it says modify position there. This is if you want to change your stop loss or your TP. But now, if you don't want to close it, let's say you click on that. It's going to say to you, so you're going to click on the X ones. Now it's going to say to you 0.02 there. If you have 0.01, you cannot do this, guys. You cannot. You have to go here and click. So if I want to do a partial close, okay, I'm going to click 0.01 is what I want to close. Now look at it. It changes the level there. So if I click on it, look what happened. It only closed 0.01 of my lot. The other 0.01 is still running, guys. So whenever I say to you guys in the strategy, please, close your, do a partial close. This is what I mean. If you're at a 0.01, you cannot do a partial close, right? But if you are at a 0.05 or a 0.04, you can do a partial close. If I want to do a full close, I simply click there again and I say close by the market. Okay. All right, guys, so that is how you manage your trades. This is how you open trades, how you close trades, and how you do partial closes. Now you guys can see, if I zoom in on this, you can see the little arrows. So I entered there and I exited there. I entered there and I exited there. So I really scalped like my cat. Okay, but this is just for educational purpose. Now you guys understand why my trading history looks horrible here. is because I use this account to demonstrate to people. So whenever I'm showing you guys what's happening, I will always use this account to show you guys what is happening inside of it. All right, so that's pretty much in a nutshell. If you want to shorten your screen, you can simply pull it this. You click on it once with your mouse, and then you can drag your price in. The exact same thing happens at the bottom. So if I close this, let me just drag this down slightly. Okay, I like to move mine all over the place. And same thing here. If I click on it and I drag it in, you can see that I can actually pull my chart in here. Okay, so I can either go plus or minus. So you can go really far back on your chart, or you can go really close to your chart. Okay, and here is where you pull the price in if you want to squeeze the price into a specific area. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much how you use MetaTrader 5. Okay, so this is pretty much the overall way that you can pretty much the layout. You can change all of these things. If you want to pull this navigation bar to somewhere else, you can pull it wherever you want. You know, you can place it wherever you want. You don't have to put things in the exact same space. So if you don't want to have this thing somewhere, you can move it. So you can always change your layout the way you see fit for your MetaTrader. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing because I've done that now. Okay, so guys, that's in a nutshell what your MetaTrader is going to look like. You know, just in a nutshell, just to give you guys some context, I am going to be stopping the recording now, and then we're going to quickly go through some of the other things. Okay, stop my recording because that's going onto the internet.